Amerindian elements in the poetry of Ruben Dario, The Alter Ego as the Indigenous Other, is a book you could never possibly afford. At $219.95, you might as well just borrow it from a university library. This study explores the indigenous presence in the works of Ruben Dario, one of the most important and influential literary figures in the Spanish-speaking world. The work uncovers indigenous thematic, symbolic, mythological, and stylistic influences in Dario's poetry, and reveals his deep social concerns along with the duality of his poetic inspiration, both European and Amerindian. According to the late Dr. Keith Ellis, Professor Emeritus of Spanish at the University of Toronto, Dr. Morrow has uncovered a rich vein of Dario's Americanist identity. The author's book demonstrates the value of focusing on the creative contribution of a great author rather than being preoccupied with the opinions of fellow critics. According to Professor Luis Alberto Vitor from John F. Kennedy Argentine University, Morrow has come forth with a new and audacious study. As the author has demonstrated, one will never know the real Dario unless one considers the indigenous influence in his work, since his poetry is the product of his Amerindian soul and his mestizo identity. According to Dr. Sergio Inestrosa, a professor of Spanish and Latin American culture at Endicott College, I hope that U.S. scholars and faculty can read this book and share the author's enthusiasm for Dario in particular and about Latin America in general. And finally, according to Dr. Anne Lambright, professor of languages and literature at Trinity College, in this meticulously researched and richly detailed study of the poetry of Ruben Dario, Morrow makes an original and serious contribution to the Nicaraguan poet's work and to our sense of the influence of indigenous cultures on Latin American elite cultural production. Read Amerindian Elements in the Poetry of Ruben Dario, The Alter Ego as the Indigenous Other.